Alright. Um, it has been a couple months since we talked. And guess what God was telling me? He was telling me, can you believe you're in Florida? Like, no. I can't believe I'm here. And since I've been here closer to the water and the tropical environment, it's something very majestic. I'm not saying that there's not majestic environments in the cold, because I definitely have felt that traveling the East Coast and seeing the mountains in Virginia and Pennsylvania. I'm so loyal, Leo. But, yeah, there's just different levels to different things and different forms of healing. It's just like, it's like icy hot. You can go to a warm or cold environment, and depending on the kind of healing, the kind of life you need, the kind of refreshment you need, an environment can literally drastically be the steward on the ship of this journey called life. So anyways, I'm out here. God knows I want to be in the house with my kids, but it has been almost 5 months since May. The end of May, we moved and left Maryland, and I was so shocked because I was just like, I am a snow, freshwater mountain girl, love the country and stuff like that, and I thought, Florida was going to be like this party place, like something I needed. I'm Caribbean, so I thought, everything I knew I was going to think coming here has just literally anything good about my Caribbean culture and even Middle Eastern backgrounds, into the African backgrounds, and just being in that warm environment and around water and just, nature. And I've seen a couple crocodiles, and there's panthers out here, and there's just so many different parts in the United States. Can you believe that? In Florida. So to all of you guys who think it's just a flat, land full of sand and water, like, no. When you actually really embrace the entire state, like, we did the road trip and everything, you really begin to see the different territories and different places and different qualities. And, most of all, I was beginning to really realize that no matter where I go, that statement for the first time became a reality to me. That wherever I go, my success and my downfalls follow. Especially the downfalls. So it didn't matter what part or what place brings the most peace in the state or wherever I go. I literally tonight finally got the adult version of that statement. I heard it my whole life and been like, oh, well, when I go to high school, when I go to middle school, when I go to college, or, that's backwards. Elementary, middle, high school, college, different jobs, workforces and different events and travels and journeys that I take with different people and places and things. It's now finally hitting me, like, when I'm actually trying to establish life, when you're actually trying to establish a lifestyle, that statement becomes more realer than anything. Okay? And I think I get more oily the more I get nervous. or shy, which I have not shared any piece of vent, knowledge, info, nothing for like 2 months from the heart, genuinely. Maybe a couple months. I think the last time I talked on here on YouTube or elongated video was like in April. And I know a lot of people don't watch the long videos, but hey, that's how I roll. I'm old school. So to whoever's watching this, I just pray you're blessed. I pray you're protected. I pray you're covered, you're safe, you're in a good position to be more successful. And oh yes, I was swimming earlier and I lost a lash. I knew something was off, making me feel nervous. You know what I mean? You know when you just don't look or feel your best and you're like, it's not me being petty, no, something's just not right. And it was a lash. It was a lash, y'all. It was a lash. Y'all could have told me that when I clicked start side by side. But yeah, I went swimming earlier. That's why my skin is extra oily too. I'm like overly moisturized right now from all of the minerals in the sea. It is amazing what God does in the mountains and oceans and in nature. So this is what I come to in this message. What I come to realize is that as God began to use nature to speak to me, I began to realize that myself, once again, is a root cause of a lot of things that I can be better in. Sure, I could make better choices. Starting with the man I married. Excuse me. I mean, I tell you, this dude, he drives me nuts. I mean, I was like, yeah, I'm ready, God. I'm ready for this. God's like, okay, well, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, no, I'm not ready. And it's just like, you know, when you involve your life into someone and then you try to go and restart and restart and restart, and then finally you're like not realizing that you're restarting all over again, but this time it's for real. And you hear, you know, where you go, you know, your success and your downfall will follow. Your demons will follow. It doesn't matter where you go. So now I come to realize that, and I can sit here and say, oh, it's this or it's that, but what is God saying about it? Okay, so I've seen what I've said about it, what people have heard about it their whole life, what that statement meant to a lot of different people, and now I experience it myself, and I'm like, okay, now I'm here, and I finally get one, or maybe one night, if the night goes smoothly tonight. This is my first night I've gotten to myself since I've moved here, since I was getting ready to move and leave Maryland. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with myself. The first thing that I say is, God, let your nature, let your spirit, let everything speak to me right now that is of you in any form, way, and fashion. And as much as I could text and call and tell people, you know, hey, I'm going through this, you know, I need guidance right now. It's really, really, really been hard. No, I'm like, first, God, you've given elements and tools and things beyond what I could ask. What do you want me to do? Because there's so many creative varieties of how God does things that society has boxed God in, and we have boxed God in our own little magical world that we make that turns on us eventually, because our world always comes to failure, because that's the human nature. We're built to fail. We're built to, you know, learn and challenge ourselves in our existence. And the enemy is designed to attack us until, you know, God is done with him. According to Job chapter 1 and 2, the enemy's really under our feet, and Jesus is Lord. And those who are servants and children of God know whether they fall off or not. They know one thing, that, once I'm a child of God, I'm a child of God. And I might not have it all together right now or yet, but I'm a child of God. So I think that's a ground that keeps me whole always. Of course, for you guys, that's probably what your go-to too. Even people who don't believe in God, you just know that the universe or nature or these things spoke to you at one point in time. And I'm telling you, the force behind that is God. And there's no demon in hell that will touch you when you know that you're God's. And there's so many forces that have touched so many people in this past year, let alone in this state of Florida. So many people have passed. So much stuff has happened since the month of March. The move was necessary. Okay? So much has happened that I haven't shared, that I haven't talked about. But I'm like, there's something in, getting away sometimes. Not removing and running away to just cause chaos for yourself and get deeper in your pain, but removing yourself to dilute the heaviness of change and challenge and even attack and struggle. I could have picked better choices with my education. I could have picked my dreams and goals first and invested in that more and appreciated myself more. And life happens one way or another. And what I need to learn, I will learn. What you need to learn, you will learn. So, with all that being said, I'm sitting out here and I'm like, all right, God, ready to find every reason actually to doubt the change that has occurred. Every reason to cave into the pain and the problems. My quietness and stillness right now was supposed to be about catering to my pain, my feelings, maybe, but not to dwell in it. So when I felt myself trying to dwell in that pain, let me tell you, God just said, don't come to me like you're broken, ex. Don't come to me like the abuser. Don't come to me like the womanizer or the one that's throwing you to the ground at that job or that company that never promoted you. Don't come to me like, that teacher that keeps knocking on your door complaining, about how you're not doing well or how, you haven't learned. Don't come to me like the person that just keeps giving up on you after they keep saying and promising that they're going to be there or they're going to fix it all, don't come to me like that lawyer or that judge that literally put you in a worse position. Don't come to me like, that family or that friend that just literally keeps keeping you in a world of fakeness and you can never truly be yourself around them. But mostly don't come to me because I am huge on love and I am the God of love and everything I do is surrounded by the power of love. And I'm not talking about the one that humankind's made up or the one that Satan lustfully throws at you or the one that you find when you're so passionate about something. I'm talking about love, unconditional passion that I will go to the ends of the earth, the ends of the universe. If there was a way to get into a black hole and come out and have you, survive that journey, love. Don't come to me like the broken ex, because really this is all about a relationship. And if it's not about a relationship, if you haven't had a relationship with Christ, then you're in an arranged marriage with the enemy, spiritually speaking. So don't go, knocking on the doors of your partner. Like, no. An arranged marriage, spiritually speaking, is serious, because we could grow up our whole life being married to something in our hearts, and the ideal of who God is, and spiritualism and spirituality and the spiritual life, I'm sorry, is the most important thing that attributes to the present and the physical. Ooh. Yep, I'm getting used to these Florida bugs everywhere. Bugs. I'm telling y'all, night and day. I've never learned to endure bugs until I came here. So I'm like, God, why is all of this stuff? Why is this pain? Like, Florida's the sunshine state. Why is depression still knocking at my door? Why is my mind still telling me that I can't finish this project, or don't sell that pitch, or don't save that money for that rental you saw to start your business, because just the demons, the negativity, the doubt, the fear, and then the success of, I can do this, I can put my mind to this, followed me to this state, and it will continue following me until I get to the root of it. And the root of it is that I think that God is some broken ex, and I feel like the minute that I feel hurt, or the minute something good or bad happens, I have to go to God like, okay, don't let me down. Okay, are you really there? Okay, do you really exist? Okay, like, are we really broken up? Like, is this ever going to change? No. God's saying He's a lover, and there are different forms of relationships that people are coming and approaching Him with. Well, if I'm not happy, and if God doesn't do things the way I do my modern, casual, chic way of living, then I can't talk to God today. Or if God doesn't, make my day go like this, like the astrology said it will go. Not that I get into all that mix. I'm really not the one for that. I'm not the one for that. I'm not the one. So it's like all of these things come, and I'm just sitting up here letting other things control or contradict how I serve God. And then I'm realizing why things are following me, why things are happening to me, why things are not being dealt with. And when I realized why God had me in the area that He has me now to face the things that I'm facing now, nature spoke, and God was like, you need this. And there's other parts of nature, and there's other elements in realms and levels of my spirit that are not based off of darkness and wickedness or pain or sorrow or suffering. Because if we're not going and treating God like that ex, that broken relationship, we're treating God like we're in some arranged marriage. Like, yeah, I'll go to you when things are good. I'll go to you when it's the holidays. I'll do it because my parents told me to, but you're not really in love. The whole point of what I'm saying is that true love is everywhere. True love is nature and God. And true love is the only thing that can break the curse and the pain and the sorrow and the doubt and the fear and the ugliness of our soul. True love is like a drug. True love is. It's a good drug, though. Because I know we hear that a lot. Some people are, addicted to this and that in a relationship or in life. But no, I'm talking about a good drug. A good drug, like when you go to the gym and work out. Or when I jump into that ocean. or that water, and I feel the waves, and I'm just addicted, and I stay there for like a whole entire day. And I was just supposed to be there for 30 minutes to an hour because I had plans with the kids and errands to run and a husband to feed and tell what to do. Like, it's just so much. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much. And when you take that dosage of seeing God as a faithful lover, no matter what stage of life you're in, or place you go, or attack you face, or person you want to be, when you take him with you in that journey, you don't need to try to get yourself to the goals that you always knew you could reach. Like, the person you're meant to be with, the things you're meant to do, the place you're meant to be, all of that will work in alignment with nature. Like right now, it is a full moon. It is a full moon. And me seeing the full moon, I look at it like the Hebrews did. And, you know, there were feast days, there were important days where there was no time to worry about work or stress. It was just worshiping God, feasting, praying, fasting, whatever you needed to do with God in that season. And it's not about religion or culture. It's literally about love breaking the negative root in our lives, no matter where we go. And his love speaks in different ways in different seasons. Please open your ears to what he's saying to you. It might be the same of what he's saying to me, but he definitely doesn't want to be treated like that arranged marriage, or that toxic ex or boyfriend, or that, you know, person you idolize or thing you idolize, because ultimately we believe and perceive God as the people that we love most, or the people that we idolize, or the things we idolize, and that's not what God is. He doesn't want to be defined as that anymore. I dare you to go out into nature on your own whenever you get free time, or if you have free time now, and just sit for a minute. Like, I know in this day and time there's so many distractions, but if you just sit completely in the sunlight by yourself, or even in the nice, cool, chill, peaceful, dark moonlight, because darkness is not a bad thing. It can be very peaceful in God's eyesight. I mean, look at the universe and space. It is so peaceful out there. And we think and say darkness is bad, but there's a form of darkness where God creates things like a baby in a mother's womb. And when a baby's in a mother's womb, that is where peace is made. Life is made. If you look at this earth and us, we're all in God's womb. If you really look at it, like, we haven't even reached our full potential, and when we die, it's just the beginning to becoming the full, big adult that we think we are now. To God, we are just we're still a seed. Humankind hasn't even hit the surface. And he doesn't want us to be contaminated anymore, and he doesn't want us to have the freedom and power that he's freely given to us to make choices, to believe that he's this falsification of negativity that can never solve those inner problems. Every day is a learning process, you know. And I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my brothers and sisters and parents and people who have gone before me, and people who are going through it with me now. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all the success that you guys have accomplished. I look up, I watch you guys' pages and text messages and videos closer than any phone call we've ever had, or date night or hangout time we've ever done. And I pray for you more than I pray for my own situations going on. And I see life changing before my eyes for you. And I'm encouraging you while God's encouraging me, because it's not just for me selfishly to keep. That He's saying to get to this next level, to go to that next place freely, you got to keep seeking me. And nature it needs to stop being treated like trash. Like, physically, that is what we're doing. We're treating love like trash. We're treating the earth like trash. We're treating nature like trash. God is love and power and nature and everything good. And when you know the true love of God, you know that it's nothing that this earth could ever compare. And it's not under any influence of negative or positive. It's under its own force. True love is God's love. So I got some work to do, because this is going to affect everybody and everything in my life if I don't learn it now and everywhere I go. So be encouraged. I don't care if it's just one person watching my long videos. Be encouraged. And I will work on having better appearances and, cleaner work once I get my mind right and focused. Because it's in the right place, but it's not the way it should be. I'm better than this. And so are you. You're better than that. Serve the King and the God of love and nature and power. Jesus loves you, man or woman. God bless. All right, have a good night. I'm gonna continue this journey no matter how hard it gets, and I want to give up. All right.